Do you want to know how to paint, weather, and decal your freight cars? Well, why don't you stick around and watch this segment and see how we do it on my and Scale Metal, where this area is secondary. Hello everyone, Joe from Central Jersey Conrail and N-Scale. Welcome back to the paint shop. So this time on the paint shop, I got a couple little cars here that I'm going to put together in one little video. I got two Fox Valley Model H30 hoppers. Holding the case, that's what I'm looking at off the camera. And these cars I kind of came across on an N-Scale yard sale, and they were just cool little cars. They're like little sand hoppers. So the H30 hoppers, from doing my research, you know, they were very prolific during the Pennsylvania Railroad days. They kind of got absorbed into Penn Central. Then they started kind of decommissioning them towards in the 50s and 60s. And there was about a handful of cars after Conrail Day 1. I think there was only 7 numbers. So I saw these, and one was, they were both in Penn Central. I'm like, hey, well, I don't know, but I really liked them. They're cool cars, and Fox Valley Models really put a lot of effort into this, a lot of detail. They're just cool looking cars. So I came up with a plan, did a lot of research, and kind of what happened is the last 7 cars that Conrail had lingered till 1988, and they used them in maintenance of waste sand service. So the only thing I can assume that's for is for the sand to bring to the engine facility. So I'm like, ooh, that'll be cool. So I kind of figured out a plan to do it. So what I'm going to do is, one of them I'm going to do a patch out, because I like the Penn Central had a big square, yellow square with an S for sand, and I like that. But then I really want a Conrail, because there was a couple that were done in fresh Conrail paint before they were decommissioned in '88. And so I got the decals, and I'm going to put that together. So I'm going to do those two. Now, the other car that I got is a Penn Central Air Slide hopper. It's a 2-bay. The thing about this car is this is kind of one of the cars from Bill McDonald's collection, so I really kind of have an attraction to it. I don't want to get rid of it, so I'm gonna patch it out. But I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and just take off the Penn Central, put on the Conrail CR, and leave the same number because the number is right in the numbering scheme, and we'll do a little weathering on it. So yeah, I think Bill will be happy with that. You know, don't forget, Bill had a huge, extensive N-Scale collection for N-Track, and you know, he wasn't big into weathering all of his cars. He did have some, but a lot of his stuff was all brand new looking, and that was just the way he liked to run it. So, but you know, I want this to look good on the layout, so I'm going to go ahead and weather this one up. So why don't you sit back, watch the video, and enjoy, and I'll talk to you afterwards. Okay, so here we are getting started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take them out of the box. And the Fox Valley Model hoppers, we got to take the trucks and couplers off, so I'll do that. And that just so I don't get them all full of paint. Fox Valley Models actually got some really nice metal wheel sets on them. We're going to keep those. I don't feel like converting them over to microtrains. Once we get them stripped, I'm going to get the one that we're going to convert over to the gray hopper. I'm going to put that in some alcohol and let that soak overnight to strip the paint. Okay, so after letting it soak overnight, we scrub it and get it cleaned up and let it air dry, and then we're going to put it in this spray booth and prime it with Model Flex Primer Gray. Okay, so after letting the primer set overnight, we're going to get back in the spray booth and we're going to spray our SP Light Gray from Model Flex, and yeah, it comes out really nice. You can see all the nice details that pop out. Okay, so while we're letting our SP Light Gray set up We're going to get working on these patch out cars. I'm going to use my toothpaste and a pencil eraser and rub off these decals. The Atlas ones come off fairly easy. The Fox Valley Model one, it was a little more effort. You'll see I tried that white engineering eraser. It's a little too soft. You really need to go with the pink erasers, so I just grab pencils, or you can get one of those pink blocks and just work through it. We did really good getting it off. You'll see at the end there was a little paint rub, but we're going to cover that up with weathering. Okay, so here we are decaling. We're just going to do the patch out on the air slide. That was quick, just changing the lettering, and came out really good. And then we're going to start working on our light gray car. I just used the microscale black lettering set of Conrail and worked through pictures. You'll see my laptop in front of me. That's just the Conrail Historical Society pictures that I have pulled up, so I can use that as the what to go off of. So as you'll notice from this video and the previous videos, I've taken to doing my decaling upstairs in the kitchen on the counter, because we have an island, and it's more comfortable, there's more room to video, and there's a lot more light. It helps me when I'm doing with the decals. So in the previous image you saw that I used the micro saw to get the decal set down nice and smooth, and then I'll go over it with the micro scale flat to seal them in. Here we're working on the H30 patch out on the green hopper, and I'm just using micro scale numbers and then the patch out decals that I used. So now it's into the paint booth for some weathering. So both of the green cars, the patch outs, I'm going to hit them with Model Flex sand to kind of fade down the paint and blend everything together. That also helps with those rubbing areas when I was taking off the decals. Then I'm going to come back with a mixture 50-50 of rail brown and grimy black, and I'm going to hit all three cars to give them that dirty look. The gray car, the Conrail gray car, I did very light weathering, just did the running boards up top and the side sills. Okay, so what also is not being shown here is with the air slide, I experimented with the tester stains. It was rust staining. It turned out okay. It wasn't exactly what I was expecting, but we tried it. And I did not use dull coat on these cars because I didn't use any weathering powders. This is all airbrushing. So I was really happy with all three cars, but I think the Gray Hopper is my favorite of the group. And yeah, I'm going to be very happy with having that on the way out. So that's how we did it. All right, everyone, so there you go. That's how we did it. Yeah, great little project. Got 3 more freight cars to add on to the layout. You know, that's what I really enjoy doing is, you know, picking these little classes of cars and having representation on the layout of all the different classes that Conrail used. So, yeah, this just helps me out some more. The H30 in the gray, really liked the way they came out. It looked really crisp and clean. Add a little bit of weathering to represent a little bit of road grime, because the photos that I saw on Conrail Historical Society of that car, and I used the same number that was in the picture, it was super clean. It must have just been shopped out. So yeah, I really like that one. Hey, you know, if anybody out there's watching this and knows, I don't understand what the black square with the yellow dot is. I noticed that Conrail used them on certain classes of cars, but then they didn't, and then it seems like towards the 90s they discontinued use. So why don't you post up in the comments, start a discussion, and you know, teach me what that's all about, because I'm really curious. And then the green H30 that we changed over, I had to take the number and the lettering off because I had to renumber it into the new class numbering from Conrail. And then I used Mount Vernon Shop's Conrail stencils. Ed Kapuscinski turned me onto those. I really like them. You know, they some of them got the little slants, so they look like the speed lettering. And there's the other one style that they have like the lines through them where it looks like they're like a 4-part stencil. So yeah, they're really good. Go check them out if you're a Conrail modeler. They make really nice decals for in-scale for the patch outs. And the Bill McDonald air slide, I really like the way they came out. I experimented with a while ago. I got some testers staining stuff. It was kind of, it came rust and other colors. So I kind of used that and didn't really produce the effect I was hoping for, but it came out okay. I'm kind of happy with that. So add a little rust along the bottom sills and stuff. Yeah, so tried that out and then weathered that up, but you know, make it look good. So, you know, the message behind this video here is, you know, you get these little cars projects to build up. You get like 2 here and 1 there and another couple, and then next thing you know, you got a whole plethora of cars that need work. And, you know, don't be afraid to look at the car and say, oh, you know, I like this car, but it's not in the paint scheme I want. And, you know, the Fox Valley Model Hoppers, the H30 class, they're gorgeous cars. Really beautiful, a lot of detail. And I was very apprehensive about stripping that paint off to do that gray Conrail scheme. But you know what? In all, once you get your process down, it's not that hard. You know, don't be afraid. You know, go ahead and do it, and you'll be very pleased with the outcome, because now you're going to have a beautiful car in the paint scheme and the decals that you want. So that's really the message here. You know, take a chance and give it a shot. It's not that hard, and you know, as long as you're not using turpentine, you're not going to melt down the car, so it's not going to ruin the car. But give it a shot. So there you go. All right, so there you go. That's going to put a wrap on this video. So if you're seeing this video for the first time and you like what you're seeing, you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our channel because we'd love to have you follow along. Don't forget to hit the bell for the notifications. And check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Otherwise, that's all I got for you, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.